All right, let's see if we can get a signal to the Bat Cave as is tradition. And I think we're live. Looks good. Let me just verify, check the gate. And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Jedi Academy here on the Reality Skewed Gamers YouTube channel with your boy, Ranger J 1999, and whoever other content creators are going to show up. And we are here to do a 2-hour straight stream of nothing but questions and dialogue concerning Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, the mobile game brought to you by Capital Games. Glad to have you here on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, or whatever daytime it is out there in the world for you. Glad to have you guys here. So grab some coffee or a beverage of your choice, whatever works for you. Sit back, relax, and let's have some fun. Give a greeting in the chat. We like to interact with the chat a lot, obviously, because it's a Q&A show, and I'll explain that here in a moment. But give your greeting, say hi to me, say hi to any of the other panelists, and say hello to all the skewers. Glad to have you guys here. Now, this is a straight Q&A show. No glitz, no glamour, no nothing. It's just straight answering your questions and having a dialogue, trying to give you the best answers that you might have. And it's pretty simple. So if you have a question for myself or one of the other panelists that show up, and I leave it open on the Zoom call, everybody's got different schedules and times and things and stuff. And so whatever panelists show up, content creators, they show up. But if you have a question, all you have to do is put your question into the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, and or statement that you want us to answer and or respond to, and we will get to that in the order that they come in. If you want to do a super chat because you really have a question, support the channel. That's always appreciated. Another way you can support the channel is just watching the video all the way through. Biggest thing is to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Become a member on YouTube. All that stuff helps with anything like that. And the audio died. I have no idea what you're talking about, Linky. I mean, you try this every time, but I can see that the audio is working. So yeah, good try, Linky. I'll give you a 4 out of 10 for effort on that. Yeah, sorry, Linky. That's no bueno. Linky doing Linky things, but stop what you're doing. Hit the thumbs up, and yes, pretty straightforward. Anything else? I can't think of anything else at the moment. No, I think that's pretty much it. Now, we did GAC last night. Had a lot of fun hanging out with Scribbles again yesterday, and then doing my GAC. We've won our GAC. My poor opponent, man, he just couldn't get through the new. He had 3 battles in the front, lost all 3. I feel for him. I hate datacrons as much as I'm sure they do, so it was ugly. We one-shot full cleared, so yeah, not a problem whatsoever. So yeah, one shot full clear, 1800 something. I don't remember what we got, 22, 23, something like that. So yeah. So yeah. 1822, and then he's got 16 points so far. He's had 3 attempts, 3 fails. Ooh. Did he even clear a team? Let me look here real quick. Ooh. Yeah, you gotta see like I think he did. He cleared 4 characters on my raid team. Lost. Didn't clear anybody on the DTMG team, and then same thing with CLS. He had some boo boo poo poo doo doo diarrhea. So yeah, that's a rough day. Well, he'll get his goodies and stuff, and then yeah. No. All right. Hello to everybody in chat. Hello to Thrawn Hub says, hello there, Ranger and Skewers. Hope this finds you well. Hope you're having a good Saturday morning there, Thrawn. And hello there. Of course, the aforementioned Potato Head Linky. It's Linky. It's Linky. It's fun for a girl and a boy. Darth Malik has joined us. Well, hey, we got a celebrity in the chat. Says, with that. You know, just chilling, vaping, doing some streaming. You know what I'm saying? Depressed Wampa says, happy delicious Saturday, skewers. Oh, Depressed Wampa is delicious. Any guess on when new bow planet will be added? No, because they said they're still having some things they got to do with it. I mean, probably summertime, maybe late spring. We could get it sooner, but when they put that in the road ahead, like they weren't even ready for it, I don't see it coming any sooner than that. So there you go. What else in the 3 says, I hear you hearing me hearing you. Yes, and I know that you know that I know that you know that I know. Touché. Red Devil Swave, and good morning, you son of a bitch. What you doing over there, boy? I'll tell you what, that's there, Devil Swave right there. Why so serious? As the Christmas Pooh once said in South Park, howdy ho, folks. Well, why so serious? It sure smell like flowers. You have the Christmas spirit. Word to the mothership from our good friend Jason Hobby. Glad to have you here. It was on your end. All right, Linky. Yes. Well, I'm glad you figured it out because you need to hear us. So there. Phil Reagan joining us this morning, Ranger and Scores. Good morning, Phil Reagan. Carl Copage joining us as well. Says, why no reimbursement rewards for getting screwed out of GL event for so long? I was only 1 mat away from unlocking C Ultimate and lost a whole week of using C and G. I know they're doing an investigation. Did they say they were going to try to do some compensation on that? I don't know why they haven't. If they haven't, I remember reading something. Let me look at this. No, they just said they're looking at it and then other stuff. So I don't know why they haven't done anything. Usually they do. Maybe they're waiting to get the whole thing. Sometimes when they do compensation, they go back and see who was affected and then do a compensation package. That could be the thing. I don't know why they didn't say they would try to do that. Don't know. But then it's CG, so I can't explain it. It's a good point, but I don't have a good answer for you there, Carl. Adahan224 says, evening, Ranger. Good evening, Adahan224. Good to see you, my friend. Glad to have you here. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. All right, as you guys are getting settled in, just take a moment, stop, hit that thumbs up. If you like the content, subscribe, and you can get those bell notifications when we do this stuff on Saturday morning, so you can get that nice notification on any of the videos we have. We have lots of videos that we've done on the bow event, Zepho, Calvin, all that stuff is in there, so you guys can go back in there and check that out if you need any help with modding, strategy, all that kind of stuff. It's in there for you guys. And as soon as we get some new stuff, me and Carthagenicus, me Whaling Cannon here, we'll be doing more stuff. So hit the thumbs up. Subscribe, help support the channel. That's the easiest way. Oh, I forgot. If you would like to see me do a morning shoey, I've got a fridge full of Fosters over there. Yes, I was able to get some more Fosters. Please go do the PayPal and put $11 in and go clink in the chat. And then I will do a breakfast shoey. Oh, I've done so many shoes this week. But again, thank you guys for all the donations and stuff because I've got the new video card. I'll be here Monday. And I think was going to install myself. Desi said, no. So we're going to take it to professional and get that done. Have the PC upgraded. There you go. So Desi was very adamant that she did not want me touching anything on the computer with the thing. And so we will have the new video card in Monday or Tuesday. And then probably that weekend we'll get it into the guy. See if we can get it installed for us and all that fun stuff. And then, yeah. I was not allowed, according to Desi, to touch a damn thing. So there you go. Desi Jingles Schnarf has spoken. All right. Get your questions in, get your comments in, get all that stuff in. Other than that, we're rolling datacrons. I'm going to do some more stuff today. Do that goddamn datacron stuff. There you go. What's going on? I forgot to join TW. I usually don't join TW on the weekends. Too much stuff going on, and so there's that. That's always nice. And then yeah, I will have Monday will be fun because Monday we'll be in the finals of GAC, the end of Conquest. Darth Bane will be unlocked and going to Relic 9. So that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a lot of fun stuff on Monday. So there you go. We should have D&D tonight on the RC Variety channel. That's the other Twitch channel we have on for streaming purposes. So if you want to go check that out, feel more than welcome to. Yes, good. But outside of that, not much else going on this weekend. I'm just kind of chilling like a villain. And there you go. Good morning, Mr. Bone. Mr. Bones Rattling. Haha, that's a good one. Good morning, my friend. Glad to have you here. Yeah, get your questions in. If you have any questions about the game or anything like that on your mind, feel all right. Just checking some stuff. I was reading some stuff in the forums here real quick. Yeah, I didn't see any compensation for that yet posted. I might have missed it, but I'm not going to sit here and go in depth on it. So yeah. Why so serious? Says question. I have my DTMG team relic, but is it worth putting Zeta on Stormtrooper or Scout to make the team better? The Zeta, yes. Yeah, absolutely. I always go. Omicron is a different story. It's because they're so hard to get, and you have to be very specific and tactical depending on what you want to concentrate on. That's regardless. But I think let me look at my Pro Revenant. I'm pretty 1,000% that I've got all the Zetas on it. Yes. The answer is yes. I have the Zetas on those teams. Yeah. I don't know if you need it for Stormtrooper. Let me look at his real quick. Yeah, he's actually really good to have because it makes him really nasty. So it's not a bad one to have. If you can afford the Zetas, put it on Stormtrooper. I've got it on there. So yeah, 1,000%. I'm trying to see if I don't have any on. I think I have one on Death Trooper, but that's for Krennic, so don't bother with that one. That's kind of not something you need, because it's poopy. I know for Scout Trooper I've got both. Yeah, same thing with Dark Trooper. I've got them all on except for Death Trooper. So yeah. It just, I mean, for Stormtrooper, I mean, that he can start hitting really bloody hard underneath that team. It's a nice one to have. So that Zeta for sure, yeah. And the other ones, yeah. Scout and Stormtrooper are very good to have. Speaking of Zetas, look who it is, everybody. Har, be me well and Cannoneer, joining me on me pirate ship, the SMS Rangers Rant. Har, it'd be Karth Reginigus. Har, Karth, good morning to you. Who has not learned how to use technology, yes.
Morning.
Oh, there he is. He finally learned how to hit the microphone. Yay.
No. I joined and then I left to go get coffee. So
Oh, yes.
I had a minute to
Okay.
spare.
Okay. So, yes. Yes, Nathaniel Morgan, welcome. He says, a wild Welric has appeared. That's right. Pat, what's going on? Says Morning Ranger. Good morning, Pat. And speak of the devil, Desi Jingle Snarf is in the chat. Says, yar, scares, yar, me powder monkey morale officer Desi Jingle Snarf. Pardon me, piratey crew as well. We got all kinds of stuff there. Speaking of which, if you want to feel me booty, go to the PayPal, put a tip in the tip jar, and be drinking the grog here in the morning. If not, then forever hold your peace. You'll be walking the plank. How are you doing this morning, Karth?
Oh, doing good enough. My alternate account is being beat down right now, so.
Well, you did one shot, I think, on everything, so should have a good fighting chance.
No, the main account is fine. I don't know if this guy's even gotten to attacking yet. Yeah, okay, he's attacked.
Well, you're fighting people on your main.
No, I'm fighting people on the alt.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, it's already gone to hell.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, no, it's I got the fun little the SRP mechanic on his saw team. So literally I killed the entire team in 2 minutes, and then I had to time out for 3 minutes just because I couldn't dispel the healer times off of him. So that was super exciting.
That sounds exciting. Wow.
So that's where I started losing my grip, and then I went and used Starkiller versus his Dash Bam team, and Mara Jade's opening move was deflected by everybody but IG-11.
Okay, good. That's always a good start.
So she didn't put any debuffs down.
Sure.
Which meant I didn't get any turns, which meant I couldn't control Bam. So Bam, when he finally got his whistling birds off, literally killed Starkiller, EP, and Visas all in one hit.
Is that all? Okay, I thought it was catastrophic or something. Jeez, he made it seem like it was a big deal.
Yeah, totally a salvageable fight from there. So and then he has got all triple meta fleets on defense. So I left the fleets alone. I'm like, well, I'm gonna let you clear the board, and if you can't clear something, then I'll circle back. But if you can, then if you get stuck,
you just say God bless.
I might try to come back.
Yeah, that's right.
No, the main account's doing just fine. He's already dropped 3 battles.
Oh yeah,
so he's dropped versus DTMG. He dropped versus Slacker. He still has Dash to clear in the north. He's already dropped 1 fight versus Saw. You can probably easily clean it up now because I believe Chirrut's gone. Yeah, Chirrut and Carr are out of the team, so he should be able to clean that up still, and get through. So he's already down 3 fights.
It's
So
good. Good. There you go. All right. Another question for Carl. We'll get to that in a second. Hello. Yes. Hello. Darth Milk says, remember to hit the like button. How many people we got watching? 31 with only 6 likes. Come on, guys. Just a few more. Hit the likes. Come on. Come on. You know you want to do it.
I did it. Promise.
Thanks. All right. Carl Kopich question. What is the best our res fleet with new Zori ships? Zori only for reinforcement? Yes, she is only comeuppance. It's the first reinforcement you want. And it's pretty standard. I mean, it's the tank, it's Poe, and it's the Falcon. But I mean, it's still, even with that lineup, I mean, it's annoying to face, but it doesn't.
You just don't put a tank in the lineup at all. Like you can't have anything that is going to allow to have something to have a higher priority than the comeuppance.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that even creates any kind of chaos for the player is if the comeuppance comes out.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's just an absolute. It's not a great defensive fleet.
It's not. It's too easy to, even with first order, to destroy. So, you know, it's like, okay. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the new membership for 8 months from our good friend Jedi Rules. He says, hey from San Diego. Hello, indeed. The Wolf Man says, happy up Ranger and wailing Karth. Har, he be wailing. Har. And then, of course, Daisy saying hi to everybody. So there we go. So get your questions in for me and Carthaginigus. We'll see who else who shows up here on a Saturday. So get your questions in. Like as I said, make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, and or statement, and we'll take it from there. So yeah, I was talking about my JC last night. My poor opponent, dude. I mean, this is back-to-back JCs. They can't get past my defense. These crons are screwing them over, dude.
Yeah, the
Datacron really... and so the cron. I mean, the Datacron has really been screwing them up with my Vader team, and then Ray with deflection is really giving people headaches, and then CLS with I put that on defense, but I put it with the turn meter on base, the 100% turn meter one, just destroying people, dude. So
yeah, it's a lot of incoming firepower. I faced it on, well, I guess Scribe faced it last night for me, but like with we used Tuscans and we still lost 2 Tuscans before we took turns.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Like it's a lot of firepower to just absorb.
Yeah, that's why I've kept Iden for offense, just in case someone wants to get a little crazy. Yes, Linky says Datacrons are the worst. Yes, and I think I've got.
I wouldn't say they're the worst. They're just a very annoying mechanic to work around.
Yeah,
and so it's like once you basically realize that every Datacron's going to prevent buffs and turn meter for a hot minute. You just need to start changing up what you use as counters to quit using teams that are reliant on that. Like I've caught so many people out you trying to use JML versus Slacker with the Datacron because then they don't realize that they can't gain their inherited teachings buff, which means you'll take forever to get to alt.
Yes.
So it's like some people are like, oh, well, I got this, and then they just crash and burn. I'm like, sorry.
Yeah.
But not sorry. Thank you for failing against my defense because it helps me win.
Well, I used it against the Malik team last night with my SRKR, but it's still nasty. You know,
get out of here, Linky. You are on some serious crack if that's.
You think dodge is better than doubt, then you I don't know what to tell you, brother. That dodge meta back in the day was fucking the worst.
I mean, even deflection's even obnoxious to a degree, but
the special accuracy can counter it, you know, so you can still.
Well, for now, yeah, we got
we still got some funkiness coming.
But the thing with deflection is that the list of teams that have high special damage offense are fairly low. Like usually it's 1 or 2 characters on a team, but not the whole team. So it's not like it's gonna railroad too many things. So it's like all you got to do is just change what you're using for your counter. It's like quit using Starkiller to beat Ray, get your Seer Ufu team in order, and it'll just dunk on her.
Yeah, like, I'm switching that for defense for the next round because I saw that. I
Yeah,
was like, you know, what the hell am I
it's
doing?
such a clean fight. Like it's like not even a question. And the revive prevention from Malikos really helps because you nuke the board. Oh, there goes Ben. Well, he ain't coming back.
Yeah. So, and congrats. Yeah, that's right. Jedi Rules did finish SLKR yesterday. So, congratulations on
Yeah,
that.
after they unlocked the event, he
Oh,
stood
man.
there for a week staring at paint dry.
I
Yeah,
know.
I feel your pain.
Why so serious? Question: is it worth putting Momo on the Saw Chert base team for revise if you have the Chert Datacron? I know you lose some stats from lead, but
No.
no. No.
The unfortunate part is that Saw's kit is really dependent upon a full Rebel fighter team.
Yeah.
Um, so you could drop a good portion of his leadership for sure, but for the counters people are using right now, the best thing to put on your Saw team is SRP, because if they try to go at it with Inquisitors and you have a level 6 that keeps reapplying heal over times, you're going to time out because you can't get rid of the buffs. So
Yeah.
SRP keeps reviving for the rest of the fight. Outside of that, I mean, what Saw's going to probably after this first week or two is probably going to move back to an offensive team.
Yeah.
Because they're people aren't putting things that like you really need to use like Afra to kill anymore. Like people aren't setting Jabba, so it's like all you do is just put Afra on Saw, which is nice, clean, efficient banners. So
Yeah.
it's pretty straightforward.
Cobra Cast question. Good morning and welcome. So, do you have a favorite old team that isn't really viable anymore? Which character should get an Omicron to bring them back? Well, CLS is an older team that's always been viable, but it doesn't it doesn't need an Omicron.
They keep adding characters to the team to make it more viable as time has progressed.
Right. Old team that thinks needed data. They've done a pretty decent job with some of the older teams because with the addition of Zori and the Resistance, because that team was just utterly. I mean, you use GTR once in a while, but I mean, they've hit up Ewoks of late.
Yeah, Ewoks are just from Kinesis kit are obnoxious. They're actually a solid CLS counter too if you got the mod set on them.
I'm just going through some of the older teams. Kind of address Rebel fighters. Trying to think of some old teams that.
Well, to be honest, like one that I would like to see get some love, just because Dash is kind of running a different direction now, is the old Prepared squad.
Yeah, that could use a little bit of love. Yeah,
because it's because like Dash is stealing so many of their scoundrels for his team that, or he's running with CLS or whatever else. He's there. He is rarely utilizing the Prepared team anymore.
Yeah.
And so it'd be nice to have the Prepared team kind of have some revitalization in them. As much as it's not an old team, I think a team that needs an Omicron though is Separatist, the trench team. They need a GAC Omicron to make that team.
Yeah, the Cure team too is kind of bleh. It could use some love. Also, I was just thinking about it. Cure made me think of it. We've already talked about it. Plenty of times here. What are some other teams? Heroes definitely could use some. Republic, yes.
Yeah, the OG.
Republic really needs some love, man. They need some characters and Omicrons. I mean, that team is just, and it's been gutted because Candors is going with Mandalorians and other places.
Yeah,
he's just not staying in that team. And Juhani, like in TW, is being used in the Star Killer team, and
a lot of people use Juhani in GAC because they already geared her for TW.
Yeah.
So you just need a tank. There are some better options, but you don't want to commit a great tank to the Star Killer team because their entire job is to get punched in the face.
Yeah, and she does a good job of taunting, just sitting there in DI, and it's like,
yeah,
throw your whirlwind ray. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not going to work. And then
I could see some like the old school like GR Jedi that could use some
that's one that
love,
was, yeah, I would
and
tell, yeah, the Jedi we've mentioned many times here. They just
like
like a new tag like Jedi Council. I mean, because a lot of those characters, they haven't had even, Jesus, they only have like 3 abilities. They haven't been upgraded in a long time. They're just
yeah,
I mean, you can find
yeah.
niche uses, but
I really, 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 as much as I know everyone's gonna hate this, I really hope Eth Koth winds up with the raid on me for the GR
oh my
for
god.
the next, because it's like well, I just laugh at it because it's his unique. He's the anti-droid specialist. And he's like, but he does nothing. He's just utter trash.
Now this is pod racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No.
I would like to see some of those old school like GR teams get some viability to either work under like Padme or get some retooling to work under Queen Amidala. I would that would scratch an itch for me. Um, and then the only other thing I could think of is probably like either Jawa's getting an army that makes them a little bit more competitive in GAC, or like First Order getting another member or another Omicron for
Yeah.
GAC, because TIE Fighter Pilot is really good, but it was quickly outlived, you know, so
Yeah, I'm
it's
just
hard
looking
to
through all this
circle back on
stuff,
it.
and it's like, for the most part they've done a pretty good job of a lot of these teams that previously, but and some, like I said, CLS don't need any love. CLS is still a powerhouse, no matter, just it's just the way that team's designed. It's just good all the time. Um, so yeah, and we got and then we got the new Gungan faction coming in, so that'll be great. Um, And then we got Queen Amidala of the Naboo coming in too. So we got a lot of new characters we're going to be working on. As I said, after I get done with Darth Bane, it's like, all right,
Right,
let's
Monday
start the
morning
Gungan.
can't get here fast enough.
I know, right? Because, well, even then, I just like, what do we want to use him against? That's really it's not if he's going to be good, but
Well,
what we want to go
as
fart around with.
as far as I understand it right now, there isn't a GL that he can't take.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
I think the only thing that might be able to withstand him would be Lord Vader, but you're not going to use that anyways because you're going to use Bo. So
It's
it's
so
like
fun. We did it last night. It was just like, she just, as soon as she goes, it's like melt,
eviscerates.
melt,
Yeah,
melt. It's like, oh
yeah.
my
When
God.
Scribe did mine last night, it's like, so
I
the
know.
hit was like 200k true damage on top of like 100k normal. I'm just like, oh yeah, no, that's dead. That character's gone.
Well, but someone was asking me, well, after her Datacron, is she still going to be good? Like, she was already good before she got the
She was
Datacron.
beating Lord Vader in arena
Yeah,
prior to the Datacrons and
yeah.
her GAC always being active. Inside of GAC, she's going to take care of Lord Vader. She's going to take care of JMK. Um, she'll probably be able to deal with Slacker, and like Jabba's going to be one of the only few that she's going to struggle with because she can't attack on a turn.
No, because
Um,
of the
but that's
thermals.
but that's well, the thermal aren't the issue. Is that
And Ray,
her mass
because
is
Ray's just not a good matchup with her. It's just
it's the
because,
DI and the
yeah,
fact that her whirlwind can basically one shot most everybody on the board.
yeah,
Or not, she doesn't. Her lead doesn't add a lot of tankiness to the team. So,
yeah.
but yeah, C Bane are gonna just duo pretty much every GL. Like it's gonna get to a weird point in the game where it's like you can't really put GLs on defense unless you put them all on defense because that's the only way your opponent is gonna start stretching thin on what they
Mm,
can counter.
mm-hmm.
And then that becomes then it comes down to like efficiency on the other end of just of a mud fight, just like gross.
Ah. Jedi rolls with a question. It says, questions, besides the next Gungan character, will there be any other news this coming week? Not this week, the week after, because Conquest will end, so we'll have like a this week, if we get a new character, that'll be about it. And then the week after, we should get the announcement of Queen Amidala for Conquest. We know it's a light
Yeah.
side character. They've already said that, and I'd be more shocked than anything if it wasn't Queen Amidala of the Naboo.
Yeah,
So
you and everybody else.
yeah. So she'll be the next character to work on, and we'll go through the same rigmarole that we always do with Conquest. But outside of that, no, we've got the road ahead. We know someone asked earlier about when's the new TB zone coming in for. So I said the earliest would be late spring into the summer because they don't even
I
have
was
that shit
thinking
put together.
I was thinking May the 4th would be what their target is for launching that.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense in my head for them to wait until the new raid is live to push it out. It makes more sense to get that out the door and then put the raid
Yeah.
out a little bit behind it. So I would say, like, I would suspect May the 4th, but I would say more confidently just sometime in May.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them wanting to drop tons of new content all at the same time. So it's like they're gonna have when the raid drops, it's going to be a big thing to do. They don't want to do a TV plant at the same time. They're going to want to stagger them out to make sure that they don't implode the game in the process of it. So,
and I blame Finn.
There you go.
All right. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 and get your questions in. And if you have a question you want to pose to me or Carth or Jenny, gets here on a Saturday morning, get your questions in now. Make sure you put the word question in front of your question statement. And that's how you get your questions into the chat. There you go. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, and then as a reminder, I'll be streaming tonight with the D&D crew doing D&D. Trying not to throttle Finn.
Oh, poor guy.
Well,
poor guy.
Well, it's hard because I
not
get
you. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm referring to my GAC opponent.
Oh, so you haven't.
He's down. He's down in just fleets now, but it's over. He has to average 82 banners per fight to win.
On the main?
Yeah, on the main.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll go check. I mean, Peepo's going to destroy my defense. The only thing I have a snowball's chance on is that if he gets screwed on Leviathan,
it could happen.
It could happen, but odds are I'm going to get absolutely rickrolled on. He's just going to roll that, and I have to deal with 3 meta fleets. So if he's already cleared them, then I'm not going to bother.
Oh, look who it is in the chat. Speak of horrible gamer, Scribe Gaming's in the chat. Hey, look at that! It's the Welshman himself.
Yes, Carth. We have. Who's a big? I am Carth.
You is Carth. It says, who's the bigger dingo, Carthrick or Ranger? No, I think the answer we were looking for. What is Scribbles? I think that was the answer.
I think the answer is Ranger's the bigger dingo. Because he's been a dingo. He's been a dingo for longer.
That's true. Meow called me a dingo for a long time.
Yeah,
he really
does. So that's my empirical evidence.
I have to take that one on the chin.
Yeah. But the other side of that is yes, Scrap, we did win.
Cobracast question: what is the best split for Empire fleets, or do you just keep them all so you can stay flexible? Don't split. Yeah, I mean,
if you have Leviathan, you can't really effectively split the fleet anymore.
No,
because you needed Sith Bomber to go with the other fleet to effectively counter some like the Profundity and First Order or Executor splits that we used to have. You needed that second tank, which just doesn't exist if you have the Leviathan. So if you have the Leviathan, then you can't really do it. If you don't have the Leviathan, then usually it's like Sith Bomber and Emperor Shuttle and a couple other people with the Chimera, and then it's Executrix takes the Scythe and a couple other ships and beats First Order, I would say.
Yeah. All right, Scribe. All right, calm your tits. Why not? Says, have we heard when the Jedi Cal Kestis event is coming back?
No.
No.
Our best guess is
March.
Is this month.
I mean, we know regular Cal is going to be the
login character. The login. So that's my guess. If I had to take a running stab at it, is that it should come back this month. I would suspect that it will come with the update next week and launch a week after.
We hope.
Because I mean they're not going to do both events at the same time. So with Bo coming in basically middle of March on the 10th,
Yeah.
I could see them waiting until the 23rd to start the event and
That
give people a
crazy
couple
5 months.
weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah, that is crazy. But for me, it's just like it's the same reason why they don't stack the marquees close together is because they need players to have enough time to somewhat accrue resources to keep going. Because if you just make it so insurmountable, they won't even bother trying to spend a little bit to keep up.
It's been a head scratcher. I just don't understand the Cal event. I just don't get it. But then again, I wasn't born or put on this planet to get it. So yeah, there you go. Ray Rock says, happy up, Ranger Car, Scribes, and Desi. Yes. Hellos to everybody and good morning to you, Ray Rock. Glad to have you here. What else? Anything says that guy should play for Karth every week.
I mean, he does for the most part.
You can see Stream Elements is doing the thing. If you like to become a Patreon, we can go hit the link there. $5 a month. You get all kinds of great benefits like house reviews and things of that nature. So go there if you want to. And if you want to just throw a tip in the tip jar, there's the tip jar link right there. If you do just go clink in the chat, that equals a shoey and or dad joke. I'd rather do the shoey. To be honest, that's jokes so much. God, Jesus. But yeah, and if you do just go clink in the chat, it helps me out. We did do the video card, so I'm probably going to be, what we're raising money for now is I need to redo some touch-ups on the armor after we did our big charity stuff in MegaCon. So just for some paint and stuff. So if you'd like to donate toward that and help me with the costume, then feel free. That'll be pretty cute. Adhan224 question, with 8 releases for the next raid coming first half of the year, do you think we're still getting a GL capital ship and a GL as well this year? Yes. We're getting a capital ship and we're getting a GL. They're not going to stop putting the pressure on you. I mean, it's like one thing goes right into the other. As soon as they get everything released, it's nonstop. This is the way they do it. It's about pressure. It's, Go ahead, Karth.
Oh, they're just gonna push things back a little bit, right? So it's like and the thing is too is that like the assumption that people are running with right now is the idea that CG is going to wait till after the raid is live to start pushing the next thing, and I think that's a fallacy. They're not going to wait that long. I think in June, like they've done the last couple of years, they're going to announce the GL or the ship. Probably the ships always come first, but they might swap it around. Who knows? I just think this is going to be later in the year. We're going to see one of the events come out closer to Thanksgiving and Christmas, and the other event is probably going to come out sometime in
August,
September, October. Yeah, somewhere in there.
I mean, it makes sense. Guess. Yeah, it makes sense because with the 8 marquees, I mean, we're going to be overloaded with characters for the next foreseeable future till the raid releases. So it's going to be just nonstop. You've got Queen Amidala in Conquest. You've got the marquees. Yeah, it's going to be a lot.
You got 7 marquees because I'm fairly confident Stap will be part of a raid because we're using Separatist faction. So we have the 4 Gungans, the 2 Galactic Republic, and then the 1 Separatist droid.
Yeah.
And then we have the Legendary, and then we have the Conquest characters. So it is going to be that's going to be like almost a third of the team of the characters required for the raid there. Yeah.
So yeah, prepare yourselves for battle because that's just the way it is, and that's the way we like it. Hey, Dark Side. Hello there. Glad to have you here. And welcome everybody in the chat. We get your questions in. If you have any questions, this is a Q&A show, so your interaction matters. So put your question in the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question, comment, and or statement, and we will get that read out and they come in. First come, first serve. Right? Okay. Why so serious? This question, shouldn't we be able to reroll level 3s at levels and level 6 datacrons per player? It's too high for getting level 9 first. You just have to preempt it. I mean, so for me, So if I know I'm taking a mod only to 8, when I do get a lot of 8s, I know you do this too, Karth. I already know, like, I want the level 3. I only worry about the level 6 if I'm taking 1 to 9. The level 6 can matter, but so if I get a 3 and I just leave them there. And then when I'm ready, I go back in and then I'll re-roll because I'm looking for the certain ones, right? And then I'll take the cron up because that way I don't have to worry about taking it to 9 to re-roll it. You know, that's the way I kind of do. Same thing. Get the level 6, like, okay, let's see, is that the one I want? Nope, re-roll it. Okay. I'd rather re-roll it that way and then try to get to 9 than going back in. I mean,
yeah,
more economical.
For the most part, I will, once I've gotten the crons that I need from the set. So like I've got my bow cron, I've got my Dark Trooper Moff Gideon cron, I've got a couple other things mixed in there. Then my objective goes, okay, most of the power in this set comes from where? The answer is the level 3s. The level 3, the protection up, and the doubt. So what I usually do is I'll level up a cron level 3. If it hits one of those, then I just lock it and put it to the side. And then I will, if it doesn't, I'll re-roll it once. If it hits it, lock it, put it to the side. If it doesn't hit, I dismantle it and I just keep churning through them because it's fairly cheap to keep just burning through the materials at the low end and then take them up the rest of the way at the end of the day. But you can't, once you take it to 6, of course, then you lock it to level 3 until you take it to level 9, and that does get quite expensive for a lot of players. So if you have the ones you need, then you should only be taking things to level 3 and then getting the one you want there or trying to, and then just dismantling what doesn't stick.
Yeah, and what's good
then upgrade them.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, like, for me, level 3 is like if I hit either, because I'll re-roll it. If it hits the doubt, great. If it hits the protection, that's all I care about. So you have a good chance for either one. They'll work for you. So, you know, I will re-roll it for that purpose because, you know, the other ones are just like, you know, it's like, oh my God. Because you have a good shot of hitting one of those two. So if I hit one, I'll go roll it up. If I hit the other one, I'm still going to roll it up. So, and if it doesn't, dismantle it and start from scratch. Give it one re-roll. See what happens. And if it goes poo-poo diarrhea, then you can say, well, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it's just not very expensive to take them to level 3. And it is kind of a waste of resources to a degree because you're farming out certain things. But like I said, once you've already gotten the ones you need, that's the strategy. If you're still farming the ones you need, you still got to look to push level 9 anyways, because you got to see if you can land the corresponding one that you need. So that one's another can of worms.
Snoochie Boochie, Snoochies, Boochie Boochies, says Heidi Ho Ranger. Howdy ho, Snoochies, you sure did the Christmas spirit. What else 73 wants to do some Celebrity Jeopardy? Mr. Connery, why don't you choose? This must be my lucky day. I've got to ask you about the penis mitre. Wait, no. That's the pen is mightier, Mr. Connery. Dance it up all you want, Trebek. What matters it? What does it work? Really mighty my penis man. Oh man. That's right. I did make Jedi Rules a mod last night. Depressed Wampa questions. For TW, what is the best color in Omni team if I don't have Cam? Throw a Bears in there? You know, I mean, you don't have Cam. I mean, you want a tank because usually Cam takes that tank spot. Like you could go Qui-Gon, Anakin, Kelleran.
So I usually do Kelleran lead with Qui-Gon, with Anakin and Mace, and then Barriss, and then I would put Cam as the 5th. But if you don't have Cam, then I would choose like Shakti would make a good one for there. Sure. There's a couple other options that you could use, but you basically just need to have the core trio in there, which is Kelleran, Anakin, and a Jedi tank, especially GR. So once you kind of have those accounted for, then it's fairly simple to finish out the rest of it. So
yeah,
that would be my advice.
There you go. Let's see. Yeah, it is expensive, Ray Rock. Let's see here. Next question. Oh, there's no more questions. Oh, we're kind of caught up. Hey, we're doing good work today there, Carthaginigus. Hi.
See, yeah, so that's the problem though, is like I get where you're coming from, why so serious. I understand that it's not easy for everybody to red crate quickly or get to
Oh,
that.
no.
But then the answer comes, how much do you need to work on datacrons? Because like if you're not in like the upper end of Kyber 2 and into Kyber 1, it's just like, does it really matter?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not to be rude, but like you're in an area where having 2 or 3 datacrons puts you ahead of like 80% of your peers.
And I blame Finn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, get your questions in. I'm actually rolling some crons right now as we speak. Like, I wonder what I can get. I got some reroll mats. Let's see what happens. I've already picked up 1 Datacron and a protection cron so far. So yeah.
My alt was rolling datacrons like crazy.
There's another.
Morning.
I got both the dark side and the light side one. I think I'll go with the dark side.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is just the way to lean. So
yeah, give it 1 reroll, and I mean, what do you got to lose? What do you got to lose? And I lost it because I didn't lock it in.
because I finished GAC, not GAC. I finished Conquest last week.
Yeah, I got the 530. I mean, this is what I always call my cache conquest, where it's like, it's like I don't need the red crate, so it's like, okay, I'll get the 530, and then I'm buying impulse detectors and I'm buying all kinds of shit. It's like I could care less. I got the 530, and then it's nice, Carth. I just go in every day, hit sim, and say I don't give a shit. It's been really nice.
Well, yeah, that's. It depends on how you put all that together for yourself, but it's just I mean, it's just the way I do datacrons is not very applicable to the average player.
No.
I guess is the best way of phrasing that, because I'm playing in an environment where I need to have a large swath. I can't have teams without datacrons or without level 9s or without tweaking the stats in them a little bit.
You do need them.
Yeah, well, then that's fine. But if you need them, then you need to change your priority list on getting through conquest faster. Like,
yeah,
I know that sounds like a dick thing to say, but it's like you can't be at this point of the game, where you're at the end of conquest and you still haven't red crated yet. And if you're not buying the shards, then you have to red crate.
Yeah.
It creates a problem. I mean, it's not easy to keep up with datacrons, because you have only 2 ways to solve the problem. You have to do more refreshes on those nodes, or you need to finish sooner so that you can do more refreshes on just farming datacrons and not playing conquest. So it's an unfortunate part of the beast, is that if it's a priority for you, then you have to divert your crystal income during conquest to supplementing, going through 6 refreshes or whatever else. So you might have to ease up on hard node farming or mod farming or fleet energy farming for a little bit to compensate for it. But it has to be taking a higher priority if you want to take datacrons seriously, because this is how they work. They're the nature of the beast.
Yeah. Dark Side says you don't need red crate for datacrons. I go for gold and just sim the datacron nodes for remainder. I don't need the newest conquest units to stay in my division. Everybody's going to be different, right? I mean, my path to what I do for conquest. First conquest, it's always when the new one comes out, there's going to be new datacron shit with it. So I always get the $30 pack, because there's also going to be some feats in there. I'm just like, yes, suck a big fat one. I'm not dealing with that because I just don't want to deal with it. And I'm trying to get datacron materials, and that eases me into it. The second conquest, it's now that I've been through it, I've got some of the, everything locked in. I will work on datacrons, but I'll be smart about it. I'll get the $9.99 pack, because you want the extra goodies. I mean, it's silly not to if you're
Well,
if
the
you're
yeah,
the
the
red crate.
rewards are
They're worth it, you know.
yeah, they're worth it.
And by that time it leads to where I don't even need gold crate. I just needed the crate before the, what is it, the 450, and I would have had
Yeah.
Darth Bane unlocked, right? And then by the third time around, I've got a shit ton of datacrons, and all I can do is just farm materials. So for the next 2 months, I'm good to go. So, you know, but that everyone's going to be different. If you're a mid-tier player, right? You're newer to Conquest, or you're a mid-tier player getting into lower top tier, right? You don't need the newest character right off the bat. You're still building, so don't worry about it. I think Darkseid is right on the money here. You should just get the gold crate. Why stress? You know, just get it. Instead of 3 months, you get it in 4 or 5, right? You're still building your roster. You're in a totally different world. Don't stress about it. You know, people stress about red crate all the time. Like, no, don't stress about it. If you can't get red crate, don't worry about it. If you're getting the 450 as your first mark, and then even the gold crate, right, at 530, it's good. You know, because
because 530 is what, 65?
Yeah.
Right?
And that puts you, if you're getting the 20 in there as well, so that's what, 85, 170.
It means at the worst of it, if you're doing gold crate, you unlock in 5. Well, no, sorry, that's not true, because you
It's
lose
6.
you unlock in 6.
Well, no, so if you get, that's if you're not getting the 999 pack, because that's an additional.
And you're not buying the 20 shards of conquest as well, because that'll supplement some of that.
Yeah,
a lot of people aim for 4. That's a pretty common thing. But I guess why so serious, back to just your Datacron dilemma, that those level 3s are really hard to come by, and it's just RNG.
It's RNG.
You're looking for basically, if you're looking for just Datacrons, you got a 10% chance of landing that. And when you re-roll, you get basically a 20% chance of landing it.
Yeah.
So it's like the only thing you can do is take crons to level 3 and then re-roll. If all you need is the doubt cron, then just re-roll twice. If it doesn't hit, get rid of it. And then use your shard shop currency to farm up data cache and mark 1 and 2 re-roll materials. And don't spend your data cache on anything else until you got your datacrons in a place that you're happy with.
Yeah.
But it's how this game has functioned since its conception. This whole game's about resource management.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
so if you are like, oh, well, I don't have any or shard shop currency anymore, and I don't have any other currencies to help fund my shard shop currency, it's like, well, then you're spending your stuff on things you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
If you need to realize the value of where you're putting that currency, instead of just going, ooh, a piece of candy, and changing where you're investing in those things. Because like for me, shard shop is for Datacron materials only, or unless I'm incredibly low on gear 12 pieces. And by incredibly low, I mean I can't even craft one.
No, yeah,
Like,
I let mine build up. Yeah,
that's the only time I'll spend shard shop currency on that. Outside of that, I convert all my arena tokens into shard shop currency, all my Galactic War tokens into shard shop currency. I convert all of my Cantina battle tokens into shard shop currency. I'll take the guild tokens that I can and put into shard shop currency. And that will net me roughly 10K, which will last me, 4 or 5 days of buying from the store.
Yeah.
And at the worst of it too, keep in mind, it is cheaper to refresh that store and buy out the currency and the reroll materials, at least twice a day, than it is to ever buy that stuff for crystals.
Yep.
So like for 50 Mark 1 reroll materials, it's 250 crystals. Or you can spend 100 crystals and refresh the store twice and get them for like 300 shard shop currency.
Yeah. And I think that's the better play of doing it. There you go. So Why So Serious is very happy. Jedi Roll says, Ranger, I don't know if you know this, but I'm going for Bo next, as you should become part of the 2%. Yes. Good.
I will have Bo next weekend on the alternate account.
Yeah. And I'll say too, like for me, as I said, for the level 3s, re-roll it. If you get doubt or the protection, you're good. That's all you got to do. And if not, then get rid of it. And just get into the cycle. That's the easiest way to do it, because the protection was not bad either, because there's some light side teams, man. Yeah, roll that bitch up, get
It's
some
just
deflection. It's nice. It's not like you got hosed there on
the
that.
the
So
the protection up one too
it's
is
just annoying as hell,
it
man.
it provides a large safety net for teams that would typically get rickrolled.
Yep.
And so it's like I was doing Bad Batch versus a Tarful team, which they have no support really besides the fact that they've got the protection up. And the protection up just kept them from dying fast enough to where I almost got Una reversed. They damn near killed Wrecker. And then if Wrecker had dropped, it would have been a game over. But I was luckily able to squeeze out a turn and start recovering the health on him. But yeah, it does do some things, and you'll need some anyways, because when set 12 is the purple set, I think. Yeah, I think set 12 is the purple set. When that drops, you got a lot of light side teams looking for new crons, and the protection up isn't a bad one just to slap on every light side team that you got.
Yeah, especially if they're like a CLS team with that, it really makes that team not as annoying as the 100% turn meter one, but I mean it'll still be a nice. I mean for Ray and a lot of these teams, it's gas. It's like
gas is so annoying because CLS starts trying to wail on a gas team. You're like, oh, but it doesn't matter because gas never triggers it. I'm like, yeah, but you try to kill fives when he's gonna have 50% protection up. Like he's not going down that first turn. Or it's very unlikely that he goes down on the first gas drop, and then gas stands up and you got a decent amount of crit damage on that. You're going to just start wrecking CLS.
Yep. That's the name. Since I got Red Crate for the first time, not worth it. I won't even gear up Bane for a while. No C or Lord Vader. I wish I stuck to just Gold Crate and Conquest Pass. You can. I do think Red Crate, if you can get it, you get more. It's just a little bit more, right? But I think if you're getting Gold Crate and you got the pass,
most of the difference between gold and red crate is just the 25 additional shards. There's not much gear change. And that's always the thing that you should evaluate when you're looking at getting a conquest unit is, can you utilize it? Can you gear it?
Yeah.
If the answer to those are no, then you need to just then you can factor that into your schedule and go, okay, well, I only need gold crate now. So, because I'm not gonna have C in the 3 months it's gonna take me to unlock Bane. So I'll just go with the gold crate. I'll spend more time farming other things, or just less time playing Conquest, which for some people that's all they need to do.
Yep. Let's see here. Good morning, Kim. Good morning. Whoever asked this question, why is CG so stingy with Zeta? It seems like they are incentivizing new spenders with packs like Lightspeed bundles, but I've never seen a reasonably priced Zeta pack. That's the ticket there, laddie. That's what they do. They give you these really cheap packs, and then for the stuff that to make them even where you need them. There's no that's why they do it, because they know with the Lightspeed bundles, you're going to need all those Zetas and stuff, right? Even if you're hyper focused, right? Like say you're focused on just first order, you get the Lightspeed bundle. Unless you've hoarded, and been very particular about where you put your Zetas. And I've seen a lot of players, Garth, you have too, that as soon as they get a Zeta, like, oh, piece candy, put it on, and so they're always Zeta poor.
Well, they'll equip Zetas on characters that they can't even functionally use yet. It's like, I can't tell you how many 5-star Keller and Becks I've seen with both Zetas equipped. And I'm like,
why?
If you can't afford it, why are you putting them on a character that you can't use yet? Like, there are very few players that can utilize under 7-star characters for any of their game modes. I mean, hell, most game modes, you can't even use things below 7 stars, the exception with being like Hoth TB, which if you're still doing Hoth TB, I don't know why you're worried about Keller and Beck. But anyways, the short of it is that there's just not much purpose in that. The intention is to keep Zetas relatively a rare resource for now. So I don't think they will change that and give you good prices on them. The best things you can get, of course, are the Jawa scavenger daily deals. Those are usually give you like 7 or 8 Zeta mats for like 1,600 crystals, and that's a pretty decent trade compared to what the packs will cost you in the store to buy. Like the one Zeta pack that they have is like $50 to get between 10 and 40 Zeta mats, and that's not within most people's budget. So outside of that, then the other thing you need to do is just look at where your Zeta income is, because if you're going, 2 and 1 and GAC most of the time, that's a couple Zetas a week. If you're doing your dailies every week, that's a few Zetas a week as well. The rough math says is that most players towards the high end of the game should be earning between 4 to 5 Zetas a month. And that's not that hard to achieve, even as a lower GP player. It's more or less just having access to basically spending your fleet currency on your Zeta mats, and then basically the predication with most of this is are you able to get within the top 5 of Fleet Arena?
Yeah. If you're able to get in the top 20, that even makes a big difference, right? And a lot of people don't. That's why we went early on when we look at new accounts, we're like, yes, you should go for GL, but what are you doing for fleet? You got to get a meta fleet in there so you can get crystals, and you can get, and it's not just crystals, it's that fleet currency that will help you with your farm and then your Zeta farm. It's a big deal. Tremendously big deal. Earth knows. Nobody knows Adas like I do. Wait a minute, Zetas. Sounds like it's from Jedi.
And I have every single Zeta in the game equipped right now.
How dare you? I have more. Nobody has more than me. You're lying.
I mean, you might have, well, you have more Zeta mats than me. That might be a thing.
That's true. All right. Good morning, contingent. I'm so glad you have been. Oh, thank God, Karth. The contingent had to work a lot this week because between GLD, Desi, and everybody else, they really punished me on those goddamn shoeies. Oh God, so brutal. Oh, good morning, contingent. Glad you were here, and you had to work a lot. Kimmy says question, how do you handle a Jabba squad with the botch Datacron? Oh, quite a lot of ways. You've got the Dr. Africron. You've got JMK with the no revive cron that destroys it. There's the Momo Biggs cron, right? That's a little bit more.
No, that doesn't work versus Jabba. You can't attack on a turn for too long.
No, what is that team against?
You can use Momo Rebel Fighters versus Leia in certain comps.
Leia, that's right. Sorry, I was getting the.
But
JMK, Dr. Afra,
Lord Vader is a solid one as well.
Yep.
Especially if you have the Datacron, that will dunk on Jabba almost on full auto.
And see, Bane's about to do some work. I think. Oh my God. So it's an upper end team with the Boschcron. So you got to be very specific with, and the only specific teams will do it because it's nasty. Yeah, it's nasty. I think Leia can do it. I don't know. It depends on who they target. There's some RNG associated with that. It's not as reliable.
Leia, as long as the Boschcron's in play, Leia's just going to be too much of an RNG fest. It's never going to end really cleanly for Leia. Unless you're able to just get Bausch knocked out really fast. Then once Bausch falls, the thermal detonators kind of stabilize and you're able to kind of just work around.
And you are on offense, so yeah.
Yeah.
And what else in 3 says contingent here, Rangers in trouble now. Oh, for Christ's sakes.
I've got the Ranger was always in danger ahead of that. But.
6, this made me chuckle. Says, leave my double Zeta farm boy Luke out of this conversation, Ranger and Karth. Get my farm boy Luke's name out y'all's mouth.
in my defense, Essex, I have done the same thing.
I've done this yourself.
I also am the proud owner of a double Zeta farm boy Luke.
I only have one. Suck it long and suck it hard, Trebek. Depressed Swamp says, are Zeta mats worth the crystals in the daily scavenger deal?
mean, if you're willing to spend, then yes.
yeah,
If you
absolutely.
need Zeta mats and you're willing to spend the crystals on it or buy crystals to spend on them, they are right now the best deal that you can get on buying Zeta mats. If you're looking from the perspective of solely needing to get caught up on Zeta mats and you're willing to put money towards it, then those are the best options. It's like if you can get 7 to 8 Zeta mats for 1,600 crystals, I mean that's only 200 crystals per Zeta mat. It's like you look at the pack, the one pack they do that does sell Zeta mats. It's 10 guaranteed for $50, which $50 is 7,000 some odd crystals.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right. So technically, what we're looking at is that for every 1,000 crystals you spend, you should get 5 Zeta mats, roughly. So technically, you should be getting 40 guaranteed at $50 and not 10. So I would say that if you're willing to spend the money on the crystals to get them, then it is probably the most efficient way of buying Zeta mats, not farming, buying specifically.
Press one says, thanks, buying the 8 Zeta mats now. Yeah, that's right, say. Buying the crystals, saying, use crystals, say. Yeah. All right, make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe. If you have a question, pop that into chat. Make sure you put the word question for any actual question, comment, or statement for myself, Car, through whatever you want to ask us or discuss.
I'm going to go get another cup of coffee. I'll be
That's
back.
right. Speaking of cups, if you'd like to throw a Swevin in the tip jar and see me do breakfast shoeies, just hit the PayPal link. Make sure you go link in the chat, and I'll do breakfast shoeies. Christ. But thank you guys for helping me get the new video card. That was very awesomest and stuff. So, and now we work on the next project, which is doing some makeup work for. I'm just trying to think of what I want to go work on next, but we'll get. For now, let's just. I'll use it for the costume and stuff. We have some stuff that I still need to get for the costume, so we'll start doing shoeies for that. Don't really want to, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Linky question: when or if they change TW, do you see them changing so there's no longer a sign up required, but the entire guild is part of it, like TB? No, I don't think it'll be voluntary. I don't know. I don't see them doing that. I don't know. They could. I have no idea what they plan on doing for TW. Honestly, I don't know. One thing I did see in some games is I would like to see a bracket system where based off your GP and it's random, not based on your GP, but in a ballpark GP range, you get like 8 teams in each bracket and then you face one another. That for me would solve a lot of the problems of like you just mentioned of getting matched against, no chance stuff. Like if you have the top 8 teams and then 9 through 16, and then you have a bracketed system where the winner goes on and then the losers face each other like a round robin, that would be more advantageous in my eyes for what they should do with TW. I don't know why they haven't done that. They've been doing this matchmaking system that has completely failed for the longest time. But if they do change it, that would be one change I would like to see, and have a point systems accrue for how many wins and losses or wins that you get while you're in that bracket. And then you can rank people based off that. And then the next round, based off how you did the previous one, so you can make it to where, that's how you do it. So, I mean, that would solve a lot of problems in my, but what do I know? I've just been doing this for 9 years. What do I know, guys? What clue do I have, So yes. Kim says it is. I have one on my Jabba squad. Sadly, no Lord Vader squad. You'll get there, Kim. But yeah, if you need a solid counter and you don't have the Dr. Afrocron, you're going to have to use JMK because you've got to have that revive cron where you take out Chrysanthemum and beat the shit out of Bosch. If not, outside of that, you're going to get, that's a shitty ass team to face. It really is. But if you have the counter, it's beautiful. Continue says, I kind of want to burn my Zeta stash on my alts. Well, you can't. No Zetas for you.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you like. Kim says, so many people all of a sudden looking for Zeta mats, Lightspeed bundle cost shortages across the whole community. Yeah, that's what CG does. Well, they offer a solution and give you some sort of a solution and then offer you are a problem, and then they give you the solution. So yeah, it's the way it goes. I mean, the Lightspeed bundles, it's a nice problem to have, in my opinion, Carth, because the farming for that, yeah, the Zetas is a bitch, and it's.
I mean,
but that's a nice problem to have.
Just the costs, the money saved on, like, if you didn't have
Signal
any
data,
of those
and
characters
gear,
at relics.
oh my god.
Yeah, the cost saved on getting that Lightspeed bundle, it's like it's worth throwing some crystals against the wall for Zeta mats when they appear. Like, I know not everyone wants to hear that, but it's just like it's just how it works. Like, it is so cost effective to buy those Lightspeed bundles. That's like, if you need to spend a little bit to get Zeta mats, it's like, well, then that's the cost of doing business. You got 15 characters to Relic 5 and didn't have to buy or farm the Cairo and seal data and carbonite circuit boards and bronzium wires and all the other bullshit that goes with it. Yeah, the Gear 12 pieces. Like, you skip so much stuff that you don't have to worry about anymore. And I'm like, at that junction, I'm kind of with the component like, well, you got to skip ahead. There needed to be some trade-off. Not having Zetas or Omicrons available for the team, that seems like a decent one, because that's a giant paywall for a lot of people to get over.
Yeah.
So it's like, it does throttle you back a little bit, but then, if you want to buy them all for yourself and have them all unlocked, then go nuts.
Yeah. I mean, and again, if you're committed to the game and you're doing well in fleets, you will catch up on the Zetas faster, right, than a lot. So again, that's why we push fleets so much right now, is that if you got that meta fleet and you're able to get at least the top 20, that's going to make a big difference in not just the crystals you get, but also that fleet material that you need to get them Zetas, man. I'm telling you, the win-win situation.
Because the last thing you should not be doing is spending your Mark III raid currency on Zeta mats.
No.
But I mean, the reality of it is that if you could even place, come on, Fleet Arena, open up so I can see the blue board.
Come on, what are you doing? Open up!
If you could even place, like, in the top 50, it's 1,300 a day, which means every other day you're going to get a Zeta mat, which means you're going to get, over the course of a month, you'll basically net about 15. But you get,
and that's not counting any. Yeah, it's not even counting the ones you get per week and the events and anything like that. So
yeah. So the assault battles, we usually have one of those a week, so that's 8 Zetas a month. If you're doing Gold Crate and Conquest, that's 5 more Zetas a month. If you're doing the dailies, that's 6 Zetas a week, so that's 24 Zetas a month. If you're getting high enough in fleet, you can get you can get one every other day. So usually over the course of a month, it's another 15. It's like, it's pretty easy to get up there and maintain it. If you're participating in TW, that's 4 Zetas every other week. So that's another 8 Zetas a month. Yeah. So it's the income level is about 4 to 5 Zetas a month for the average player. Yeah. If you're winning a lot more in certain things, or you're achieving all the high end content, then you will be probably pushing closer to 5 or more.
5 or 6.
But the average player should be getting around 4.
Yeah.
So you just have to kind of space your investing out to compensate for that, because you just can't keep throwing Zetas against every new character. It's like, if you don't have the team, don't invest into it.
No.
It's like,
GLs are priority.
GL's the priority. It's like, when you get a GL unlocked from the Lightspeed bundle, like, honestly, I wouldn't even. Well, I take, like, Ray and Slacker are probably the exceptions to the rule here, because they're the only 2 that I wouldn't activate if I couldn't get up high enough.
Yes.
They're the only 2 I would activate if I couldn't get them up high enough. All the other GLs are so they need to be maxed out with their squad to be viable, or it's like, Slacker without his ult still clears through a lot of A tier and below teams by himself.
That is right.
As long as you can get him gear, and Ray is the same boat. You can take Ray and one other character and clear through a lot of low tier teams. The other ones struggle a little bit with that, but you just got to kind of pace it out in weights. That means about in 6 weeks you should be able to get your 6 Zetas on the characters, and then in a couple of weeks after that, you should be able to fill out the remaining Zetas for the GL squad, and then you're good to go. But I mean, back when GLs first launched, people were spending somewhere between 9 months to a year farming the materials
Mm-hmm.
to get those characters to the requirements before they could start the farm. So like that's why they had the time to have everything unlocked day one, because 9 months of a single farm. I mean, Jesus Christ, that's the better part of 20 complete Zetas.
Yeah.
And that's going to be far more advantageous. So that's the thing, is if you want it now, you got to pay the piper on the tax for it. And the tax is not having the Zetas.
Let's see here. Question from why so serious? Why not let guild choose the fleet field in TW? Why not let the guild choose the fleet field in TW? What do you mean? Can you expand upon that question there? Why so serious? I think I get what you're saying, but I'm not 100%, so I don't want to give an answer and be like, oh, I was off the mark. So,
which I think what he means by that is which zone fleets are located in.
that's true. Okay, if that's what he means. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they can do. I already talked about the bracket system for TW. The zones themselves,
I think honestly, it's just the fact that it provides a level playing field against guilds because
yeah, because fleets.
Well, because fleets, right? If you're in a guild where half your members have the newest meta fleet unlocked, I'm not even saying 7 stars unlocked, and you go against a guild that has all their players that have it, like if you're able to just drop like a Leviathan zone in the front wall north, like they're never gonna clear it,
And they're not even gonna bother.
They are just gonna sit there and stare at you. So it's like it gives a more consistent playthrough. Like they still have to get to fleet. When they get to fleet, they'll probably stall out, but they still get the points of getting to fleet, and can clear the rest of the board. So it's like it gives
some stuff.
Yeah, it gives some strategy to it. I've always been a big proponent of changing some of that, but
answer the phone.
I don't think they're going to.
Okay, never mind. What else? Anything? Question: how many players do you think will unlock Bane on Monday? Will 99% of Kyber 1 unlock Bane? Oh, for sure. Most of Kyber 2, I think, will be closer unlocking Bane. I mean, it's a lot of players are going to be unlocking Bane. Let's just be real. Even players at lower tiers that are investing in it, and you should. If you've got C or you're going to have C, Bane is a character that you should be going. And so you're going to see a lot of players, not just in the upper tiers, but I think across the board, you're going to see a ton of Darth Banes coming to the board. Kyber 2, Kyber 1, I just assume that most players, if not all, will have Bane. Then you get down a little bit lower, it just depends from Kyber 3 to Kyber 5 and down forth. It just depends on, do you have C? Are you working toward it? Did you want Bane? That kind of stuff. Yeah, it's true. What else? 3 Ray can be more dangerous without her ult because all she does is roll one. Yeah, she's a little pain in the ass.
She's got a way to heal and trigger those whirlwind triggers constantly. Yeah. Oh, back when Ray didn't have when the Raycron first came out all those years ago.
Yeah.
Which and I know that's a weird thing to say, but it has been years since Datacrons were brought into the game. The non-alt Rays were the biggest threat because they would just whirlwind and then lifesteal back to full health.
Yeah.
And just like, this is gross. And then she had the increased ult or the increased damage for every ally that was alive. That was alive. And it's like, this is gross. This is so nasty.
Very not good. Ray Rock question: is there a trick to getting more omnoms to drop from Cantina? I'm not getting decent drop rate comparing to some people. It's till RNG, dude.
Oh, the best way to get increased Omni drops is do more refreshes.
Yeah, and just the best drop rate I've had has been on the blue and
against the wall.
Yeah, it's signal data, and it's the blue and the green. That's the best drop rate I've had. Are those ones? I don't think I've maybe 1 or 2 in my lifetime on the light blue, the fragment signal data. Characters I've never gotten an omnom, but those 2, and I can farm them consistently. And it's just RNG because I've had days where I've got 2 or 3 omnicrons. I'm like, what in the hell's going on? And then I get days where it's like nothing. So
it's easy. What else? What you're not doing though is you're not paying CG enough money for them to activate the increased drop rates.
That's right. Yeah,
on your account.
It ain't my
So
money, buddy.
once you start spending, a few $100s a week on the game, then they activate that for you, and about every 1,000 Cantina energy you spend, you get an Omicron. I don't know if you can, since I don't have the camera on, you can't see, but I am talking straight out of my ass.
Yes. There was a poo-poo diarrhea smell coming from your lips.
Yeah.
No, there's no, it's pure RNG, man. So, yeah. Kim says, Car, thanks for the best Zeta advice I've ever heard. Don't put Zetas in characters so they can't be used. Yeah, that's exactly right.
I mean, it feels like
it's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science. It's just the thing of how this game has functioned since its conception. It's like, it's all about resource management. And so it's like, if you can't use it, don't put the gear on it. Like a lot of players, the only thing that they do when they unlock a new marquee is take it to level 50 so you can throw mods on it as a mod storage character. And that's it. That's all they do with them until they either character's required for something or that they can actually work on the character itself.
All right. Why so serious? Have a good one, my friend. We will see you next week. Have a good one. Have a nice sleep. Yeah, if you sell your house or what else, 23. Yeah. And Ray Rock, it's just RNG, man. It has nothing to do with anything else. I mean, I've seen the best drop rates in those, and those aren't great. So it's just
if you really want to increase your Omicron income, you need to spend a couple thousand crystals a month on that event that's coming back in a couple days, right?
Mm-hmm.
That will, if you're willing to do the refreshes to get another 2,400, which I think that's 8 refreshes, which are 250 a piece. So that's 2,000 crystals. That'll net you another 4 Omicrons a month on top of the 4 you get for free. So in reality, you should be closer to netting an Omicron and a half a month if you're willing to put the refreshes there. I can't really suggest spending the Get 3 currency to get Omicron mats, but that is an option if you don't have anything to farm with Get 3, which if you don't have anything to farm with Get 3, I don't know what you're doing in the game. And then after that, it's just straight up like, where do you draw the line on what you're willing to do? Because it's like, if you're willing to spend, then a lot of the Omicron bundles are fairly good value for what you're getting out of it. But if you don't want to spend it all, then I think the easiest thing for players to do is just get a couple more refreshes on that Galactic Legend Journey event that comes out after every conquest, and then that will give you the most you can do with it, essentially.
Yeah, and you could be free to play, but I mean, Omicrons, man, they're a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, you can be free to play, but you can still throw down 2,000 crystals on the Ultimate Journey event if you have the Horde. I'm not saying it's the greatest plan in the world, but I'm just saying how you can do it. I'm giving you the options. Your ability to whale from there is up to you.
Yeah, you don't need to whale, but just you have to be patient and just know that it's going to be RNG. Whether you spend 100, did 3 100s and then some 200s on it or not, it's still going to be RNG out the ass. It has nothing to do with anything else. I mean, I could roll 3 100s and get 4, and I have done that. And you could do the 3 100s and a bunch of 200s and get none. And you're just in there going,
that's like, what? I love it when you get double drops, and all the double drops, you don't get a single Omicron. And then the second it falls off, you get like 2 in a row. And you're like, that would have been 4. You son of a
Wait a on the phone. The hell's going on here? So yeah. Dark said, if I can only apply my SWGOH economic knowledge to real life, I'd be rich. I know. Isn't that the case? Yeah.
Real life economics aren't nearly as consistent as SWGOH.
No. Give me a question. Omicrons are permanent and datacrons are temporary. I'd focus on the Omicrons. To me, more worth. Yeah. I mean, Omicrons are permanent. But you have to, which Omicrons do you want to focus on? Because that's going to dictate like where you go for. Some guilds are very TW focused on their
Like in the
Omicrons.
next 10 minutes.
And
You already called asking where you were.
what? 10 minutes?
So, no, not you. Sorry.
Oh, hello, wifey. Don't hurt me.
We're having our car detailed, and some
Oh.
guy who's doing it is a little antsy. He's just like, "When are you coming by?" And I'm like, a few minutes. Give us a minute. No, that's who called like 10 minutes ago.
Ah, very good. Good. But no, I mean, so your Omicron focus, depending on your situation, will dictate it. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Raid and or TB Omicron. Although I did do the one for Zepho. They're one-offs. But you have to make a choice. Unless you're spending a fortune, you're either deciding GAC or you're deciding TW, or you're trying to balance that out. And it's really hard. It's really goddamn hard. So, oh God.
I mean, the reality is you have to look at what has the most meaningful impact on your account. Yeah. And then from there, determine where that's going to go, because the majority of the Omicrons that have a meaningful impact on one's account are going to be mostly the triple Omni characters. Almost every other Omicron, its power level is amplified or minimized by the current Datacron set. And that's a 4-month time for your Omicron to be pretty much dead weight in the water. So it's hard for me to say which one's the better one, because yes, Omicrons are permanent. Once you get it done, it's done forever. You don't have to worry about it cycling out and coming back. But if you're willing to invest a little bit more into Datacrons, you are more than likely going to be winning more consistently in things like GAC, depending on where you're at in your bracket. That's going to make it a little bit easier for you to kind of keep up with the higher crystal income. So it's you are right. Omicrons are permanent. They are the better investment, but it's hard to say that they should be focused in totality over Omicrons.
Yeah, it just depends on how your game style and what you focus in on. So it's going to dictate, the answer. That's a very subjective answer. It's going to be different for every person. The person will have a question. If CG brought back the testing program, would you and Carl join it? Oh yeah, I think we both would.
Yeah, said that a long time ago. Tell them off. Yeah. I mean, I already kind of do, but that's not the point. The point of it is
we do a good job of that here.
When Ranger and I are off camera, when we discuss things, it's constructive criticism. It's not just there to be loud and proud and tell them they're shit for what they do. It's like, no. Here's where we see a problem. Here's how we could potentially address it. And I honestly think CG needs that info. They need that soundboard again. I think that's the biggest problem that they have, is that they just don't have a soundboard for players that are going to tell them, like, no, this is not going to be a good call. Like, you need to change this. And so, I mean, I would love to see that be different, but we'll see.
Yeah. So, I mean, and that's what we did before. Like when we were testing stuff, if stuff didn't work, we would report that. Yeah, but we would also look at like the concepts of things and stuff like, no, this just doesn't work. Don't do that. So I agree with Carth 1,000%. But I've been approached. I don't even know if they have a test program. If they do, I'm not a part of it. And so, but I mean, I still talk with Meathead and Crumb, and if they ask me a question, I'm going to give them the answer that I think that they need to hear, not what they want to hear. I'm not going to blow smoke up their ass, because that's not helping them. No. Now, I will rant once in a while on here, but that's more just to get their attention, saying this is a big problem. You guys are really effing up right now. And since this is the only platform I have to get your attention, then I'm going to rant and cuss them out. Like, you really need to stop and take a moment to sit there and go, what are you doing? Like the gifting thing and the Lightspeed bundles, that really irked my ass. And I was like, no, what are you doing? Don't do that. And now I'm going to drop F-bombs on you. And so you get the message. I don't care if it offends you. It's something you need to hear, because if no one else is going to tell it to you, I am. And if it doesn't get through, well, then at least I've made the attempt. I mean, but most times when we talk with CG, if I'm not on the stream and stuff. It's you know, but even when I rant, I still say, yeah, I'm pissed off about this, but this is what you should have done. These are the solutions. So I'm not just sitting there chewing them out.
Yeah.
And we always be fair, CG. When they get stuff right, man, I would defend them and say, you know, this is really good. You know, so it's not like that's all I do.
To Linky's point, though, it's like they are open to criticism. The problem is with most of the community is that they go to such a negative place so quickly that it's not even a healthy discussion for the moderator or the community manager just to sit there and be abused for the better part of an afternoon because people are unhappy. It's like you need to be able to vent your frustration in a constructive manner of here's where I see a problem, here's where I see a solution. I know that you're not going to be able to implement this today because that's very hard for a lot of, you know, for the developers to do. And so it's like, but it gives you an idea to explore. Yes. And I just hate the people, you know, you go to the forums, you go to Reddit, you go to Facebook, and it's just a dumpster fire. People just trying to dunk on them. It's just like, yeah, I insulted somebody really excellent. I'm like, what is this, a rap battle from the 90s? Like, who gives a shit? Like, if you hate the game that much, if you're that upset by how they operate this thing, then quit playing it. Yeah. Quit giving them your time and your money to do it. It's like, that's always been my number one thing is like, if it bothers you that much, just set it down. Yeah. Like, but if you want to keep playing the game, then offer solutions to help solve the problems. You know, are they going to implement all of them? No, we don't know the problems they have in the background that's going to cause more issues or that makes things impossible to do. They don't always communicate that with us. But if we had more constructive conversations with them, they would probably be willing to listen to us a little bit more frequently. But you know, you get dunked on in Discord for long enough and you're just like, and that's my 2 cents. I'm out. I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
they're people too. They have feelings.
And you know, and again, my rants are for effect. Listen, you know, sometimes if you see somebody walking in the middle of the street and they're going to get hit by a car, you don't go, oh, hey. You got to yell and scream and say, hey, dummy, do something. Right. And, you know, but then you don't, once you save them, you don't sit there and berate them for 20 minutes. You sit there and say, God, are you okay? And then you say, hey, dummy, don't do that, you know, but you know, here's what you should have done. You just, yeah, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be passionate. I'm passionate about this game. So when I address an issue, when I do it, and it's very, so only on certain occasions that I do it. It's because it's like, okay, you're not listening. And so again, you have to offer solutions and then when they're getting stuff right, really pat them on the back, you know, when they do quality of life stuff and other things like, God, you know, the new marquee system, I like that a lot. I was like, yeah, that's really good. But what CG does, it really frustrates me the most thing is they do all this good stuff and I can't concentrate on it because they always do something so bad. It's like, oh my God, why? You know, it's like the Leviathan event. It's like, why? There was some good stuff in there, but it's like, God, you just did the Jedi count. I was singing your praise, and then you did Leviathan. It's like, God damn it, CG. You know, it's hard to ignore the big blinking light in your face. You know.
Yeah.
I know you gotta get going.
I gotta
go get the car detailed, make it look pretty and stuff and cool for your wifey. Tell her I said hello and not to kill me.
I will say one of those things.
Oh God. Oh Jesus. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh God. All right. Everyone say goodbye to Karth. Karth's got to go do stuff. All right. We'll go for a few more minutes here. So get your questions in. Just DM Fatal. There you go. Luke. Oh, Luke. Yes. Have a nice day indeed. Well, yeah, but if you go to Linky, I mean, if I want to laugh, I go to Reddit, man. I mean, straight up, because it's like, God damn. I was like, ooh, click, ooh. So, yeah. So, yeah, we'll do final call for questions. Not a lot going on this week and stuff, but, you know, yeah. Datacrons and Conquest. Yeah, depends on how they implement the... But yeah, it's okay to rant and rave and shit, drop F-bombs. I don't care. Right. But, but also offer constructive, you know, solutions. The old saying goes. All right. Yay, no shoeies. I was looking like, what? What's going on? Oh, no shoeies. All right, so we'll do a final call for questions. Get it done a little bit early today. Like I said, not a lot of news this week, but enough to we can talk about it. So there is actually, if you dig down in there, Linky, there are some really good stuff in Reddit. Just have to dig for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to get through all the visceral, and then you go, "Wow, that's a really good guide," or "That's a really, that's a good post there, and that's some interesting thoughts." But you have to get through all the other stuff on there that's in there. So yeah, a lot of work, and that's why it's like people because when you first get into Reddit, you're like, "Jesus Christ!" But if you scroll and look a little bit, like on the SWGOH forums, there are some constructive and really good stuff in there. But oh my god. Let the building burn is your first thought when you get in there. Oh my god. Jedi Rose Ranger CG just want more money, even though they've made over $1 billion in 8.5 years. That's more like $2 billion, but yeah, they need my money. They should be making money. That's the whole point of game entertainment, make money. They got to pay bills and stuff, and I want them to make money, but it's how they go about it and certain things that they do. It's like Jesus, some things on the packs. Sometimes they put packs out that it's like, you can afford it, get it. That's really good. And then there's sometimes they do packs like, no, get that shit out of here. But again, that's subjective because value is different for all of us. So yeah. Yeah, with the hate flow. It's a lot of hate, but there is good, constructive, meaningful posts in there that I've read and I'm like, oh, really good stuff. It's surrounded by a burning inferno, but if you can get through the fire and the pain, you can read some good stuff on Reddit. So yeah. Chris Swamp, a question. I'm getting Bo this next pass. I was wondering, what is a good physical damage breakpoint for her at Relic 8? 11k. I think mine's 11k something. Let me look at mine real quick. I think that was the goal I set when I first did her because I was looking at her stats. Let me verify that for you. Depress Whoompa. The ticket of Relic 9, but I'm not. Yeah. I've got her, I think it was 11k. Yeah, 11.5 is where I've got her around. And I still had a little bit of slicing I can do on her. A little slicing? Slice a little bit more offense? I could. Get her a little faster? I could. I could really make her nasty. Let me do that. We do Bane. We may go back and I'm going to put her on the favorites because I think we can get a little bit more. We can even go more. But I think 11, 10, 5, 11k right around there. 11. I mean, the more offense and that damage that relegate that you get, it just. Oh, she's so good. Oh my god. They do stuff like make a galactic challenge for a fleet based on turn meter, then make the opponent stop turn meter game. I know they do stuff like that all the time, and it's just infuriating. But yes. Yeah, I always tell you guys, besides being a patron where you can just tag me at any time, if you guys ever need modding things and you're not a patron and you don't want to bother me, just go to my SWGOH.gg. Go to carswgo.gg. It's very public and it's very right there. And just go look at how we have these characters modded. I mean, we sit here because we're SWGOH Star Wars nerds, but SWGOH nerds, and we sit there and talk about modding and stuff and why we're doing certain mods at the time for our characters and why we have the sets that we have on there. So yeah. When will we get the Lightspeed bundles? Didn't they just come out? You mean like new ones? Oh, I don't know. Maybe around May the 4th would be when I think we get some new ones. Yeah, well, the nerf things sometimes, most of the nerf things that they've done is because of just balance. The only time that they've ever taken stuff away that really irked me was when mods first came out and they just shit the bed on that one and took that away from us. There's been moments like that, but like people ask me like, for certain characters and stuff, it's like, well, they didn't test it well enough, but you can't have that team beating that team. I don't have a problem with them nerfing something. Most times I don't have a problem with them nerfing something, especially if it's for balance, but yeah, taking stuff away, I've never been a big fan of, but for balance purposes, if you invested in it, then my point is, if you made the boo-boo, what I've always said to CG is, all right, you made a boo-boo, you got to rebalance it. If people invested, you should give their stuff back. And they haven't always been consistent about that. And that's when you're right. It's like, no, you got to give the shit back, Especially if you pay for it. You know, if you pay to get that, it's like, no, if they paid money, then you give them their stuff back. They, you know, they had a certain expectation because you set the expectation by not testing your stuff. Yeah, you got to fix it for balance purposes, which I don't have a problem with, but you better make sure that they get their stuff back and they get recompensated. So, and they haven't always been the best at that. They've done a good job here, you know, for the most part, but there's been moments where it's like, no, that should be some compensation. Dark Side Quest, and I just unlocked GML and got him to Relic 8. What base stat should I shoot for regarding protection, health, potency, and speed? Yeah, GML is pretty straightforward. At Relic 8, big difference between that 8 and 9, but you mainly want to focus on a speed set with a health set or a potency set, because certain stats you're looking for. I would say at Relic 8, you're looking, don't worry about your health stat. Your protection around 130 or higher, 130k. Get a speed 550 or higher. The big stat people overlook all the time with him is potency. Your potency percentage needs to be 90% or higher. If it's not, what are you doing? Right? So if you can hit those main stats with a speed health set or a speed potency set, yeah, primaries will be protection. If you're hurting for, even on the arrow, I've got protection. Right. So, I can still roll that one too. Really? Oh shit. You get some more speed on. But yeah, it's going to be, but the main stat you look for is that 90% potency, 130k protection. Those are two big things that you want there. And speed set, because you do want speed on JML. So speed health set, you want his health pretty decent. He's going to be in the 100Ks too. But you really want that protection, because that's the thing with the buff and the damage that the team's doing. You want the potency, because if he's not landing any ability blocks and stuff, then what's the point? You know, I mean, it's just damage, but you kind of want to have ability blocks and control with that team, and, you know, stuff landing. And I see it all the time where people like, my JML counter didn't work. Well, let me look at his stats. Jesus Christ, it's all health and no potency. It's like, oh my God, and he's slow as dog shit. It's like dog water. No. Let's remod him. So, yeah. What else? 23 nailed it on the head. Yeah, if they work more consistent with the make good, yeah. Shit happens in games all the time. But how good are they on their make goods? I know a lot of companies, their policy in games is no matter what happens, we're recompensating everybody, you know? So, yeah, Rayrock, this stat jump from Relic 7 and 8 to 9 for JML is extraordinary. He's one of those GLs, like, it's unbelievable. And if you want to go look at my stats on my Relic 9 JML, then you can. It is unbelievable the damage he does. It's a complete different. He gets that extra mastery and bonus stats and everything for the GL, plus that protection for the other characters. It's like night and day. It's like yesterday. It's like, we're facing JMK. Nuke. Just straight nuke, you know, because he can handle it. But when people wonder, like, you know, when their counters aren't working, well, how do you have your team modded? Mods matter, man. You got to invest in mods. There's certain stats and things you got to do for certain characters to make them effective. We just talked about Bo. You want Bo at Relic 8 to go kick some ass? Don't have her at 9,000 offense. You're just, what's the point? You want that young lady on her basic stuff just smoking the shit out of somebody. You know, and every GL, you know, like C, you don't give a shit about his speed. He's going to be around 470 to 500. That's fine. Is his health 200,000? Can he take the damage? You know, those are the kind of things, you know, I mean, Lord Vader, I see this all the time. You want 200,000 plus protection, 100,000 health, and fast. You know, his stuff's irresistible. You don't have to worry so much, but you want those certain stats. You need him to do certain things, you know? So, yeah. But yeah, Luke is one of those. Rey, because of her damage and stuff at Relic 9 is incredible. So is JML. Leia is an obvious Relic 9. Now, all GLs get good stuff at Relic 9, but yeah. But I'm taking my Darth Bane to Relic 9, and I'm going to have some fun with him and C. I don't know if I'm going to take C to 9. I may just leave him at 8, because I don't really see the need for C at 9. We'll see, and we'll play around with it on Monday. All right, final call for questions and stuff. Get them in now, because as I said, we're going to close down shop a little bit early. And there you go. And you got to be, and GLs are one of those things for a outside of the requirements that you need for Relic 9. JML is like one of the ones I highly recommend you Relic 9. It is a total different team to have JML at 9. You're like, JMK, I think I'll just use JML. And just smoke the shit out of it. We did last night. Ate its ass. It's like, I don't care. No, sorry. And you throw Cal in there? Jesus. It's like, I win. Yeah, it's huge, Scribe. It's such night and day, so yeah. That's okay. I mean, if you can get them a little bit faster, Dark Side, it's all right, but that's really solid protection on them. So if you're just a little bit beefier, I mean, all that means is the other GL is going to go first, but Lord Vader's like, okay. I think you're going to be all right there. That's solid protection on your Lord Schmader. That makes him a bitch to try to kill. All right, another minute or so for questions, and then I'm going to get out of here. And then I'll be back tonight for some Dungeons and Dragons and RSG Variety. Come check it out. And that'll be 8 Eastern, 7 Central on the RSG Variety Gaming channel. And then Sunday, chill. And then Monday, we'll be back for Bane and the end of Conquest and all those goodies. And then GAC will be in the finals. And we'll keep rolling datacrons and stuff. I just got 2 new ones I got to take up. Just got a new datacron. Yeah, new datacron and a new protection one. So yeah. So we'll roll all these up and have some fun with it. Yeah, start a TB. Yeah, another raid. So. Big Ben. Parliament, kids. Big Ben, Parliament. No, if you know, you know. All right. I think with that, we're going to start wrapping it up. So thank you guys for joining today. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Watch the video all the way through. Those are simple things you can do for any content creator, especially on YouTube, to help them out with the algorithm, to get more views and help with that. Leave comments on the video, guys, if you get a chance. Even to say, hey, I really like the content. As soon as we get done here, just leave a comment. Just go in the comment section, leave a comment. That really helps with that. And I can't think of anything else. No, I think we're good. So with that, everyone have a great rest of your day. I appreciate, that's right, deploy all the likes. Love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us. That's right. We're going to mount the algorithm. So everyone have a great rest of your day. Love you. And we will see you when